If you're depressed right now, it's because you're not working hard enough. Now, that might seem like a pretty crazy take, but as somebody who, well, I don't like giving myself labels, but I was probably depressed. And when I was depressed, that's the laziest I've ever been. Like, there's a reason why a big symptom of depression is bedrotting. It's because while you're depressed, you are not being functional. You kind of lose your life purpose. That's what depression kind of is. Now, of course, you may say, oh, but what if my parents not died or something like that, and that's causing me to feel depressed. I wouldn't really call that depression because that's very normal. Of course, if your parents died, you're gonna feel very sad. That's just mourning and not actual depression. Of course, that may lead to depression, right? But that initial stage, right? Of course, everybody's gonna be sad. What depression is you never again. Eventually, you're gonna have to get over it, right? And you still be in bedrotting, you still just going along with them. You could be depressed and not bedrotting. You can be depressed and still do all the work in your day, but you're not working towards any of your goals. You're just going on autopilot every day. You're not living your life. You're living somebody else's life, or a life somebody else told you to do, right? You're listening to your boss telling you what to do at work. You're listening to your teachers in class and you're doing the homework. But when you get home all by yourself, you do nothing. You lack ambition and goals. And I say this as when I was the most depressed is when I had no ambitions or goals. And during that time, it led me to a lot of thinking. I'll say this was like back in September. I was really like pondering, what is the purpose of all of this? Like, all of goals, ambition, dreams, life itself. As I said, I do think a lot, right? And it led me down to that path of course, the meaning of life is what you make it. Life is a sandbox, like Minecraft. In Minecraft, there's many types of players. You can have builders, PvPers, you can have everything. Nobody ever forced them to become any one of the players, but they decided what path they want to go down. Your life is exactly the same, right? Of course, you have the generic route of Minecraft, so you just click single player and go along, but there's so many paths you can go down, and life is just like that. You're depressed because you're forcing yourself to go down one route, which you don't even like yourself. Maybe it's, I don't know, university and you're becoming a doctor, but you honestly have no care for medicine. But maybe your parents have told you this from a child, from young, that if you were to become a doctor, then for me that guarantees but that guarantees you a good life, a good wife, a good husband or anything, a good house, good career, a stable career, which it does do that. But however, that's not your life. That's not your dream. That's your parents' dream, or that's the dream which they've been forcing you to think it's yours for your whole life. And we gotta remember this is your life at the end of the day, right? You live this one life and you die. You can take risk in your life because it's for the life that you want, your ideal life, and you have one chance at it. Once this goes, it's gone. Now, I'm not saying to be completely stupid, throw everything to your dream and have no structure to it, but what I'm saying is, and how this links to depression is, you have to chase something you want, okay? Even when, for example, when I was in school, right? If I never wanted good grades, then I wouldn't care or wouldn't want to achieve good grades. Like, even if my parents were to tell me blah, 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 like, if I truly didn't care about school and all of that, then having a good grade wouldn't matter to me. But it became something I myself wanted. I wanted to see those A pluses or A stars, right? That became my dream. And since it became my dream, I wanted to work towards it, right? And I feel like that applies to a lot of people just in general life. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, your parents telling you to become a doctor is a bad thing, but if that's your actual dream. And I have people who are like my friends who say, oh, being a doctor is my actual dream, like they want to save people, blah 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 blah. Now I'm not going to talk about the Medicare or because I think a lot of that business is very 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 shady, very dodgy, but that's besides the point, because you need actual, I wish there was more actual doctors who passion were actual doctors, rather than doctors who are disguised as businessmen who are in medicine because they simply believe that it's just a good paying job and not in it for the actual reason why people become doctors, which is to save people, right? But yeah, so what I'm saying is, if you are feeling down, depressed, chase something, bro. And what is kind of hard, but like when you are depressed, like, is to find something worthy to chase. And I don't know, maybe in a later video I'll discuss my dream. But for now, what I'll say is look towards something in life that you actually enjoy doing, you want to develop in it. Like, of course, that's how people end up as musicians, artists, but even other stuff like that. Like, maybe you've always just had like from a child a thing for fixing things. Maybe an electrician is for you, maybe a mechanic is for you, maybe you're really into cars. I think if really into cars, being a mechanic is for you. And if you had like an entrepreneur based build like a mechanic shop, that sounds like a perfect job for somebody like with that. But then if someone like that will end up doing a career path which just doesn't really suit them itself, right? Or even if you're a kid, because of course like kids can still be depressed too. I know it's a lot rare because a lot of kids life, like the saddest thing that's happened to them is I don't know, Susan told them that they didn't like them, and you feel me, they ate that Haribo ring or something, like. But anyway, like, even if you're a kid, a sport or something, bro, like generally you just need to find passion in life. You need to start enjoying life, man, bro. Leave the house, bro, leave your bed, don't waste your weekends. Actually, like, even like if you're wondering right now, like you have no thoughts, like nothing has came to your head, like something you want to chase right now, and it mustn't be something you want, not something your teachers are telling you should do, or something that your parents are telling you, something you genuinely want yourself. If it aligns with them, great, but if it doesn't, still like do it, bro, genuinely. But yeah, try to go out on the weekends, see what. And it will really help if you have like a friend in that field as well, because of course they can be like your mentor and some, for me. But yeah, and the reason, like, and I know like people like associate depression with like a sad event that's happened in your life, right? But sad events will happen to all of us, okay? That's unpreventable, right? You have Spider-Man kind of moments. We'll all have our own kind of moments, whether it's your parents dying, whether it's your, I don't know, relationship, whether it's fired from a job, whether it's long-term unemployment, all of this stuff, right? It can happen to all of us, right? Or at least one of them will happen to all of us, whether it's disease. I can keep on going, right? But that's just what life is, and that shouldn't stir you away from your passion, from your dream, right? And oh yeah, I even remember the talking point I want to say, with like, you see it all the time with fictional characters and all of that. No matter what happens to them in their story, their dream, their passion, whether it's Luffy with him wanting to become Pirate King, Naruto wanting to become Hokage, doesn't matter who died. Even when Jiraiya died, that didn't stop Naruto from still wanting to become Hokage. You are the same, bro. Like, no matter what happens in your life, don't stir away from your dream, right? And quite frankly, a man should dedicate his life to his dream and should die trying to achieve their dream. By man, I just mean a human being. But yeah, that's really it. You want to end yourself, mate? Like, hello?